I've said before on chapter 28 that it deals with duality and harmonizing the opposites. But the reason why I chose this particular chapter mainly deals with the last 4 lines. The last lines read, shatter the uncut form, and the pieces, officials, try to usurp power, forcing the wise person into rulership. Thus, the best cutter will not separate. Now, most versions of chapter 28 will say the sage or the wise person becomes the leading official, something like that, the leading officer. I particularly, in using the I Ching, had, I'd say, shattered the uncut form, the wholeness, and the pieces try to usurp power. Most versions don't have it that way. And the reason why I put that in there is because of the next chapter, the 29th chapter, which says that it starts off with anybody that tries to take the world over will not succeed, because the world is a holy thing, or a spiritual receptacle, a spiritual vessel. Another interpretation of the last 4 lines, and then I'm changing the subject here, is I personally believe that somehow Lao Tzu has the point of view about having a smaller population in the world. And it's in this kind of a subtle way, he's trying to say, thus the best cutter will not separate. So I think in this chapter he's making a pitch for having a smaller world population, and maybe subtly he's saying in chapter 29, where it says that if a person tries to take over the world, he won't be successful. Maybe he's also saying that with a larger population, people are more violent. I can just tell you from the I'm not going to talk too long about this, because I know I've talked about this numerous times before, about how our freeways are violent places and becoming more violent because of the fact that they were made for us to be able to travel quickly and easily. And I can tell you in Los Angeles, people are going crazy, absolutely crazy. Because instead of it taking a half an hour to go 30 or 40 miles, it takes sometimes 2 or 3 hours. So anyway, I use the I Ching a number of times on this, and you won't find the one line that I have that says that shattered the uncut form, and the pieces, officials, try to usurp power. As I say, most translations just say that the sage becomes the chief official.
Yeah, I want to comment on the chief become the official, just like what the most translations say. So in fact, the chief become the official, and that chief is the wise person, try to rule a society or in a community. And usually this person has a lot of virtue. And then on the last line, it says the best cutter. So the chief comes with a lot of power, authority, and that authority can cut. But that chief, the wise person, will not use his power to separate people. He will try to bring them together. That's why in the last sentence it says the best cutter will not separate. In other words, the best leader, even though he has so much authority, but he will not divide people.
Yes, absolutely. And I guess this also shows Lao Tzu's opinion about war. It shows that he believes in self-defense, believe in, if necessary, having weapons of war and using them mainly in self-defense.
Back into Christianity, I'm sorry, is if we go by the teaching of Jesus, is peace. But it is the school of different Christian are the one that distorting the truth about violence. You can see what happened with the Crusade in Jerusalem. So
Yeah.
if we base on Christianity about the Orthodox Christianity, which is the gospel, and then that's what we're supposed to turn our face and be in peace. But it's the people we could call fanatics in any religion as the one that distorting the teaching of Christianity. I just want to make that point.
To me, the idea of turning the other cheek, if you take it, the idea is to get somebody hitting you in the face or slapping you directly in the face. Most people in the world will reject that philosophy. But also in chapter 8 of the Tao Te Ching, it talks about water and water taking the low places. And it says all creatures reject it. I was thinking about that the other day, how the 8th chapter is very much like turning the other cheek. But I also think, yes, turning the other cheek is a very good idea to try with many different things at work. If somebody kind of insults you, do you fight them? Do you say, do you go with self-defense in this case, or do you just turn the other cheek? Can you practice turning the other cheek on a lot of other things other than when somebody hits you in the face?
Self-defense is like if you have your family in your home and somebody come inside your home and want to destroy your family, that is self-defense, legitimate self-defense and protection, right? So you're not going to turn your sheets for somebody coming to your home and want to kill your family. It's so difficult, right? So it has nothing to do with the ego. I mean, the ego is very dangerous. You see what I mean, Robert? Thank you.
I think that Jesus might have been referring, at least I take it this way, possibly a form of forgiveness, like, you did something to me and I can forgive you for your unconsciousness or whatever. And I turn the cheek. I don't carry that. I don't know. I've always kind of thought about that verse like that. I don't think it means, if somebody's physically attacking me, that I just kind of turn around and, okay, you can beat me up or anything like that. But yeah, that's all I got. Thanks.
The ladies might feel like they messed up their bodies using them, but there's things like IUDs, which are more less invasive to the biochemical balance in the body. Condoms, are also a good way of using contraception. There's the rhythm method. The rhythm method is taught by the Catholic Church.
It's more, I mean, part of me feels like, who am I to tell somebody else? More of like a case by case situation. Because I do respect people who have different opinions than me.
But we are just talking about you. Let's say you.
Yeah, for me, I think that it would be a very like sensitive subject in terms of that it's not anything like I would do just without really thinking about it, and under like absolute like worst case scenario, probably, that hopefully will never come up, because usually these things are pretty rare.
So Norman, how do you guys like in US we it seems like we cannot live without plastic. Everything we have to have plastic to put the stuff in. How do you guys live? I mean, what is your solution to that?
No, so like for example, I say utensils or cutlery are usually metal, or some a different kind, usually metal like steel. And plastic bags are banned, I think like 3-4 years ago by government. So what they do, they usually use like cloth bag or some kind of different kind of bags. But we still use plastic in other way, like plastic bottles, but we try to use it less. Yeah, but it also depends. Like USA is largest producer of the waste material, like plastic, even more than China. China's population, I think, maybe 5 times more than USA. But USA still produce more waste than China. So there is
Yes.
also something about consumption. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yes, we are more like a convenience. We think that we're the best, and we have the
even in
right
Europe,
to put
To
our trash in
produce
other
to
country.
produce plastic bag, right?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just curious. You guys have to carry bags and your utensil when you guys go out, because if you guys don't take the those use the to-go utensil, wood or plastic, you just have to carry it with you.
no, but they are still available. It's not like if we go in a restaurant, they would have the utensils, right? They have their own cutlery. Usually it will be metal, but it could be, yeah, so it's not all the, and they use some different kind of plastic, which is very high quality. They say it's recyclable, so.